Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington, and we are about to have a fun kiki about the latest updates, the latest leaks regarding the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Season 12 reunion. As we know, it went down yesterday. It went down. So people have been talking, leaks have been happening. So let's get into it. But before we dive in, you guys, you know the drill. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live and spill the tea. Don't forget, you can also support by simply sharing. It's a free way to support. You can share this with a friend. You can share this with a group of people. I don't know. You can just share it. That would really help. And you can also support by hitting that super thanks below. And then also don't forget to check out the description box, guys. In the description box, we have so much stuff going on. We have movies, podcast goodies, everything else. So go ahead and hit that subscription box. All right. So let's get into it. First, let's say hi to the candy canes in the room. Hey, Morel, what is up, sweetheart? Hey, Darren Hood, dropping that candy cane. That's right. It is Saturday, and we are about to get into it. All right, so let's see. What has the rumors been? What has been leaked and dropped regarding the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion? First up, everyone is saying, hey, Nataski, what's up? Wait, did she really quit? We will get into it, Nataski. We're going to get into it. Okay, so let's get into it. Everyone is saying that the reunion was long, it was tiring, it was super dramatic, and that everything that's been happening in the headlines, that they're going to get into. But the question is, what's going to really make the reunion pop is how deeply do they get into each issue? How much do they actually address things? It's one thing to be like, well, let's talk about Botgate, but then not get into it, or let's put a pin in it. You know how Andy loves to say that. Let's put a pin in it and we'll get to this, blah, 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 blah. But you never actually talk about anything. It's all surface. So word on the street is that they get into everything, but how deeply they get into everything is the question. And I think that is what is going to be the defining factor between if this reunion is actually satisfying to us or not. Because it's one thing just to bring something up, it's another thing to get into it. So that remains to be seen, how deeply they get into everything. Okay, now next up, let's talk about Diana. So word on the street, as we know, Diana allegedly caught the C word, C-19, and she is zooming in from Hawaii, AKA living her best life. Again, allegedly, she's kind of using C-19 as an excuse. Whether she really has it or not, I'm not going to say because I don't want to speak at anybody's health, but it's questionable whether she really tested positive or if it's a convenient way to not be held accountable in person. Some people are saying, no, she did show up, but I don't think so. According to page 6, according to everybody else, she really just sort of is zooming it in so she doesn't have to really answer to the real questions, really show up and be present with everybody else. I'm double-minded when it comes to that. One, I'm like, Diana was the most boring, non-factor housewife we have had in years. She didn't do anything other than annoy us and get on our nerves and licked her lips and called Sutton to see you next Tuesday. Other than that, what did you give, Diana? I'm confused. You had your boy toy around on the piano. So am I going to miss you? No. My other mind is just like, WTF. She needed to be there in person. She needed to be held accountable. We need to talk about, the rumors. We need to talk about the allegations. But again, people are saying, some of the housewives were like, well, if it wasn't on the show, then we don't have to talk about it, which is complete BS. If you are going to front as that this is a reality show, in 2022, you have to be beholden not just to what happens on the show, but what happens off screen, what happens in social media, what happens in the blogs, because we all are privy to it now. They can no longer just say this is what happened in this pretty edited bow when we have the receipts. We know what's going on. We're hearing things. You have to answer for something. whether or not it aired on the show, whether or not it happened, off season, whether, because like the whole thing with Patrick Summers, the whole thing with Bachgate, the whole thing with Diana's, sexual trafficking allegations, were those technically on the show? No, but are they an integral part of the culture of the show? Are they an integral part of the storylines? Are they an integral part in the women and our relationship to Bravo? Yes. So they have to be held accountable for that, right? So my mind is like, Diana should have been there. She needs to be held accountable for this, um, you know, newly found charity fund that she randomly decided to create. She, tried to gaslight us saying she donated 100K to the victims when she didn't donate a dime. She's actually GoFundMeing it and asking us to donate money that she will then decide whether or not she actually gives it to the victims, or whether she pockets it or gives it to her, BFF Erica. Who knows, right? Who knows? So that is what they're saying with the reunion. Now, let's get into the seating arrangement. So, allegedly, word on the street, the seating arrangement is obviously we have Andy in the middle, and then on one side at the head, it is Kyle, then it's Garcelle, then it's Sutton. And then on the other side, we have Lisa, Erica, Dorit, and Crystal. And then on that other side, we'll have Kathy will come in when when it's her time to be on the show, and she will sit next to Kyle. So in between Kyle and Garcelle, once Kathy comes out, she'll be in between Kyle and Garcelle. So that's what they're saying the seating arrangement is. Crystal, baby girl, you need to be shaking in your boots. You're at the very tail end. You better watch out for your seats. I think that's a good seating arrangement, particularly because, some people are saying maybe Garcelle should have been next to Andy, given Garcelle carried the show on her shoulders, given she's a fan favorite. But I get why it's Kyle, and I think that it is very poetic and very meaningful that it's going to be Kyle versus Lisa Rinna on the two opposing sides, given everything that happened with Aspen, given that Kyle finally, stopped being annoying and vile and actually stood up to Erica, put her in her place, and was just like, no, this is indefensible. There are victims. What are you talking about? Everything you're saying and doing is crazy. Like, what are you doing? She finally put Erica in her place. I think it's also very poetic that Kyle is next to Andy up against Rinna when Kathy comes out. I think that drama triangle of Kathy, Kyle, and Rinna needs a reckoning. That needs a huge reckoning. So I hope we get that. I hope we really get the reckoning that we're all looking for, where it's like, Kyle, you consistently disrespect and go against your blood. I don't care if you and your blood are beefing in private, in public. You don't disrespect your family to that level, particularly your older siblings. I'm the youngest sister, and I would never disrespect my sister publicly that way, and I would never ever co-sign. I don't care if it's my best friend in life. I would never co-sign anybody disrespecting my family, ever. So there needs to be a reckoning with how not only does Kyle disrespect Kathy, but she enables Rinna and Erica and Dorit and Diana to disrespect her too. That we need a reckoning with that. So I'm interested to see what happens with that. Okay. Now, the location was Beverly Hills Hotel. Okay, that's cool. I actually really love the Beverly Hills Hotel. It's really nice. So I'm excited that it's going to be there. It's really cool. I'm wondering why it wasn't at a Hilton hotel. Like, they could have definitely hosted it at a the Beverly Hilton or something like that. So we'll see. What else? Okay, so word on the street is a couple of things when it comes to who showed up and who didn't. Okay. Word on the street is that Cherie was not there. I think that she was not invited. Some people are saying she's a no-show. I don't think she was invited. And I'm going to tell you why. One, we all know that Cherie was not faring well with viewers. We know that we weren't checking for her. We weren't vibing with her. We just were not. I mean, the audience in total was not vibing with Cherie. We saw through her. She was flip-flopping, she was disloyal, she was annoying, she was a butt kisser. We just weren't vibing with her. It was like, girl, bye, right? And so I think the network saw that in particular, but also in general with the African American audience. We particularly were not checking for Suri, and I think that Bravo brought her on. She was friends with Garcelle. They know that the African American community, particularly African American women, make up such of the viewership, a la, RHOBH with like the millions of viewers it got. They're really trying to tap into that particular demographic because a lot of us watch and a lot of us support, but Cherie just wasn't landing um, with that particular audience. In general, we weren't checking for her, but in that particular demographic, she really was not trending well. We didn't, because we love Garcelle, and the way she was treating her, we didn't like it. And then we've seen in the last episodes them quietly phase Cherie out. She's not getting any screen time. Even when they use her voiceover, they're still showing like Garcelle's face or reaction. They're not really showing her. She's not really interacting with the girls. Like, they're clearly phasing her out. I think the fact that she wasn't invited, I mean, they even invited Escala to the reunion, and we all know Escala got the boot. So I don't think she's coming back. I don't consider that a loss. Bye, Cherie. Peace out. Listen, Bravo, if you need someone for the Black demographic, call your girl. Call me. Right? So yeah, Cherie's out. Word on the street is that there is going to be a surprise female guest. Okay, a surprise female guest. They were saying it could have been a couple of people. One, they were saying, oh, it's going to be Jamie Lee Curtis. I don't think so. Like, why and for what? She already made her guest appearance on the actual show when, they were promoting their charity and they were promoting their gift box or whatever it was. Again, Kyle, shut up and go away, because you used every single episode to promote the people you wanted to promote and the stuff you wanted to promote. But the moment Kathy was promoting something, you were so disrespectful and mean, but yet you made us sit through that weird Jamie Lee Curtis brunch where every other word I'll delete word was like, oh, chic. That's so chic. Oh, wow, that's amazing. And you were like kissing Jamie Lee Curtis's butt when she wanted to come on the show. And this is no shade to Jamie Lee Curtis. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. She's amazing and great. So this is no commentary against Jamie Lee Curtis. She's great. I'm talking about Kyle. So when you have someone who's your friend, when you have someone who wants to come on the show to promote their business, their initiatives, their charities, it's all cool. It's all gravy. It's all kumbaya. But when your sister comes on the show to promote tequila that her children, your nieces have invested in, your family has invested in, you want to clown her. Miss me with all of this, Kyle. Miss me with all of it. You saw how disloyal and disgusting you are at every single turn. I don't think the special guest is Jamie Lee Curtis. People are also saying maybe it's Denise Richards. Denise Richards has been really vocal in the situation. She's been tweeting. She's been supporting Kathy. She's been talking about Rinna. She DM'd Patrick Summers. So Denise has really been vocal during this whole situation. She's been tweeting and talking. They're saying maybe Denise comes back to give a reckoning. Some people are saying it's Paris Hilton. Like, I would love it if it was Paris. I would love it if Paris came on and she checked her aunt like nobody has checked anybody, and she checks Rinna and everybody else. I would love it if it's Paris, because again, just like Denise, Paris has been very vocal. She's been coming out on behalf of her mom, being like, you're not going to disrespect my mom. She's been very vocal about disliking the way Kyle, her aunt, has been treating her, Rinna, Erica, and Diana, everybody else. So Paris has been very, very vocal and has been using her star power to defend her mom and to really, shape that out. So I would love it if it was Paris. I would love it if it's Denise. I don't think it's Jamie Lee Curtis. I can't really think of anybody else who it would be, if that makes sense. Speaking of guests coming on, the whole Patrick Summers situation, did he actually go? Did he not go? He's been on Instagram being like, just wait and see. So I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. I don't know. I don't know if he's just gassing us up, chasing for a moment, or if Bravo really does bring him on. I don't know. We don't know. It remains to be seen yet. I'm just being open to that one. I'm not invested either way at this point. Patrick, if you do come, I need some solidified receipts. I don't need DMs. I don't need questions and answers. I need solidified, bona fide receipts. It's no longer play time. We need some real proof of the situation. No innuendo. I need some proof. So we'll see. I mean, my gut says he wasn't there. Just on a gut level, I don't think he was, but maybe I'm wrong. We'll find out. Okay, let's see. The next thing is okay, so they were saying that they do talk about Botgate. They talk about the troll farms. They talk about Botgate. They talk about Garcelle's son. They talk about all of that, but it wasn't dramatic. There was no drama. There was no fighting over it. I heard some people say, "How could you talk about Botgate and have it not be dramatic? How could you talk about what happened to Garcelle and not have it be a blowout fight?" Well, I'll tell you why. A couple of reasons. One, we all know Garcelle is so classy. And I think it really did hurt Garcelle to the core to have anyone, whether it's a bot, whether it's a person, whoever, attack your child, threaten your child. So I think that really hurt her to the core. And I also think that it's such a big situation where if any of those women made it about themselves, if any of those women pushed back or made it dramatic, made it anything other than about this is so horrible what happened to your son, Garcelle, that would literally be the nail in their coffin. So I don't think that it wasn't dramatic because, the women genuinely care and all this stuff. I think it wasn't dramatic because it was self-preservation. Could you imagine if any of those women went after Garcelle or went after the whole Botgate thing? That would literally be shooting yourself in the foot. The only way you could do self-preservation in this situation was to just be like, that was horrible. That was so bad. I can't believe you had to go through that. Children are off limits. This is the show. We sign up for the show. Our kids don't, children are off limits. If they did anything other than that, you would be shooting yourself in the foot. It had to be a let's talk about it moment, a non-dramatic moment. It had to be that way. Also, don't forget that litigious Diana is sending people, is allegedly suing people and suing the bots and doing cease and desist and blah, 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 blah. So there could be legalities there as well. People could maybe not want to say things. They don't want to get, caught up in the alleged lawsuits. Again, I think this is all for front. I don't think any lawsuit is actually going to go to court. I don't think she ever has any plans on actually pursuing it. I think it's all for front. I think it's an intimidation tactic. I think it's a trying to salvage a reputation tactic. I don't think that it's actually her really thinking, I'm going to go to court on any of these lawsuits. She just has too much money and too much access. And this is how she wants to deal with the situation, to shut people up, to protect her image, and to exert her power and control over people. So I get when they're saying like, oh, they talk about Botgate, but it's not dramatic, because how could it be dramatic? Like, how could any of those women be dramatic about Botgate when it was about Garcelle's son? Like, the only way to preserve themselves is to be sympathetic in this particular situation, right? Okay. They're also saying that they're going to talk about Crystal's ED comes up. They're going to talk about it. They're going to touch upon it. I don't know how deep they get into it, but it's going to come up. What else they're saying? They're saying it's really dramatic. They're saying it's going to be 4 parts, which is amazing because we already still have about 3 or 4 episodes left. Then we're going to have a 4-part reunion. So we're going to have a lot of content over here on, with our Candy Cane community. We're going to have a lot of Real Housewives of Beverly content because I'm going to be covering all of it. So that's why you're going to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss it. So that's going to be exciting. And then they're also saying Lisa Rinna, surprise, surprise, is playing the victim. Of course, Jax Garcelle's son was actually threatened. we would have our knee on your neck if your dad wasn't white, was something that they said to him. That's a threat. That's 100% a threat. A knee on your neck means we're gonna, hurt you, Um, but of course she wants to play the victim. Oh, for months I've been threatened. People are trying to destroy me. People are trying to silence me. People are trying to ruin my business. Rinna, miss me with all this. No, who's threatening you, Rinna? Nobody's threatening you. Threatening you with the truth? Is that what you're worried about? You're worried about people telling the truth about you? Is that what the threat is? I thought you were the own it queen. Well, why don't you start owning your own stuff? People saying that they're going to tell the truth about you isn't threatening. It's just is what it is. Own it, Rinna, own it. So again, Rinna's playing victim, 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 victim. Now, whether or not she quits, let's get into that part. So there have been rumors that Rinna got really mad and she gets up and she leaves the reunion. But I don't think that's true. I think she might have a moment where she's being really dramatic and she gets up and they try and have moments. So I think there's a moment where she gets up and she walks off. But then we know Thirsty Lisa Rinna quickly walked right on back. So I don't think she actually left the reunion Nene style, tearing out the headphones when it was virtual and throwing off her laptop and leaving the reunion. I don't think it was that. I think she probably got up and walked away and was like, I need a moment. I need a moment. But the reason why people are saying she's quitting to try and get ahead of being fired is because she has been blocking and deleting any account that has been associated with Real Housewives of Beverly Hills or Bravo. And she was like, I love you guys, but I just need to clear my life of anything with Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I just need to clear my life of anything, that is of Bravo, blah, 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 blah. So we already know that weeks ago, after everything came out, after Bravo really checked her for all of her social media antics, she cleared everything of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills anyway on her Instagram, but now she's clearing it of other accounts. So to me, that's indicative of the reunion did not go her way. Maybe she's trying to save face. Maybe she's trying to get ahead of it. Maybe she knows that it's time for her to be put on pause, a la Dorinda Medley. It's just too angry. It's too dark. It's too deep. We're tired of her. Bravo's tired of her. She just needs to stop. So that's kind of where those quitting rumors are coming from. Did she walk off the set? Why is she blocking everybody? It's one thing to clean up your feed, but now you're blocking people, positive or negative. Why are you blocking people? Did you get that move from Garcelle? Because she blocked Erica? What's going on? What's really good, Rinna? So that's kind of where those quitting rumors are coming from. Maybe, again, it's to save face. I'm going to quit before you fire me. Who knows? Who knows? Again, with Rinna, do I think Rinna is ever going to leave a paycheck if she's still able to get it? No. So I don't know if she's just doing this to save face because the writing is on the wall. I'm going to leave before you leave me type situation. Okay. Now let's see what else is going on. I think those were, okay. Yeah. Okay. So I think those were the biggest notes I had. But let me see what you guys are saying in the chat box, my beautiful candy canes. Let's see. All right. Let's go. All right. Morel dropped some candy canes. Hey, sweetheart. Darren Hood, thank God Sheree wasn't there. I agree. Hey, Toski, Andy is incapable of getting into it. I know. See, that's my fear, is that Andy isn't... To me, I don't, you know what I mean? Watch Happens Live is a fun whatever, but for a reunion, I don't know if Andy has it. I don't know if he has it in him. Hey, SD, Andy disappoints me all the time. They really need to replace him with someone who is unbiased. I agree. They need to replace him with someone who is unbiased, somebody who actually watches the show, somebody who also has a pulse on the audience. Because to me, there's just so many disconnects. Hey, Morel, SD, Andy, I totally agree with you. Yes. Hey, Nataski, technically you can say that about Erica Sitch, so exactly. Hey, Livy, such a good point. Thank you. Hey, Morel, I wish they can one of you bloggers as a guest to represent the fans. That would be bomb. That would be bomb. We could do a segment. Kiki with Candy. Let's get into it. And I will have all my conspiracies and be like, let's go. We need answers. We need answers. Hey, Darren Hood, I agree, Candy, what Kyle did was wrong. Thank you. Hey, Livy Morel, you have an interesting suggestion. I think the audience does need a rep. 100%. Let's do a change.org, guys. Hey, G Sawyer, Andy at this point is not a good host. I agree. He wants to be friends with the talent and don't hold them accountable. Exactly. Exactly. Hey, Duncan's Treasure, does anyone love Lisa Rinna? She is so misguided and needs help. Where are the people who love her? Harry. I mean, I agree. I agree. Hey, G Sawyer, Cherie was like wallpaper and not actually need it. She was annoying. I'm like, stop, like, yeah, Erica, yeah, Diana, yeah, Rinna, yeah. Oh, Sutton, maybe you should shut up, Cherie, shut up. Hey, Barbara, did I miss much? Everybody joined right on time, and we can always be the replay gang. Yes. Hey, the Joy, I never like Kyle. Her hands reflect her ugly insides. I mean, I was gonna say something, but let's keep it cute in the kitty cat community. I mean, for me, your comment was hilarious. I mean, for me, we can do it after dark, and I'll talk about it. Hey, Barbara, Cherie, what is the phone need a two-face anyway? She gave interview saying how wonderful and honest Erica and Diana are. I dropped her right there. Listen, birds of a feather flock together. So, Cherie, if you're telling me that Erica and Diana are honest, amazing people, what's in your closet, Cherie? What's in your closet? You want to get in bed? I'll just say alleged because again, people are litigious around here, and I don't need anybody coming for me. With alleged fraudsters, again, everything is rumored, everything's alleged. What does that say about you, Cherie? What's in your closet? Hey, Shelly, I think it's going to be Paris Hilton to defend her mom, given her likes on social media. I hope it's Paris. Could you guys imagine? It'd be so good. Hey, Darren Hood, there were a lot of things fans noticed about Cherie, like how are you Garcelle's bestie but acting like a snake? And the thing, did you guys catch? I think Garcelle is getting on to Cherie. Like, I really want Garcelle to distance herself from her. But I think she's catching on. She's giving her the side eye in these episodes. And remember, these episodes were filmed before everything happening in social media, like before Cherie, before like Garcelle hasn't been able to see the interviews Cherie's have been in while filming, because that happened after, right? But I think even during filming, you can kind of see Garcelle side-eyeing Cherie about some stuff and checking her. So I think Garcelle's onto her. Hey, Shelly, if Paris Hilton shows up, Andy will pee himself. I know, he's a fangirl, as am I. Hey, it's Dee. I went to the Beverly Hills hotel. We sat at the patio area. Sharon Osbourne and her son came as we were finishing up our lunch. Something told me who she was. I wasn't impressed. She looked plastic, not plastic. Hey, Shelly, I hope she checks Rinna for all the crap she put Kim through if Paris comes on too. I hope so. I hope she gets her good. Hey, Livy, yes, Paris. And then she can join the housewives and shake stuff up. I agree. Hey, Barbara at Darren Hood, I agree. Yes. Hey, ST, if you want to see someone famous, then go to the Beverly Hills Hotel. I've never seen anyone in New York. Yeah, it's popping there. It's popping. Hey, Darren Hood, I hope and pray it's Paris. Me too. I really wanted to be Paris. Hey, Shelly, has anyone told you today you're beautiful and you have the cutest smile? Ah, thank you. I appreciate that, you guys. Thank you. Hey, G Sawyer, I hope it's Garcelle's ex-husband coming to drag those biatches for coming for his son. Oh, that would be bomb. That would be bomb. I bet you there's more going on behind the scenes with that than we know. Because his father is very powerful. Very powerful. Hey, coffee or tea? Please, God, let it be Paris. I know. Hey, Philly John. Hey, Candy and the gang. Hey, Candy and the gang. Hey, Shelly. I still feel so bad for Jax. Me too. Me too, because he's a child. He's a babe. Hey, Philly John, don't forget to like the video. That's right, you guys. Oh, you know what I just thought about? Natasky says 4 parts are usually too much. Right, but given everything, right? I felt 2 parts for Dubai was too much. We'll be doing the part 2 of Dubai soon, but I'm almost like, I felt 2 parts was too much for Dubai. That they could have wrapped that up in 1. But you know what I just thought about? Did the husbands come to the reunion? Like, can we ask Mauricio about the Dorit rumors? Can we ask PK about his DUI and about his alleged cheating? What are his thoughts on his best friend allegedly sleeping with his wife? I wonder if the husbands came. Do the husbands ever come for Beverly Hills? I know they come on Jersey. I know they come on Atlanta. I don't know, but I wonder if the husbands come for Beverly Hills, because Mauricio, we need answers. PK, we need answers. You know what really happened with your DUI? Are you and Mauricio still cool? Like, I need answers. I need answers. Hey, Darren Hood, I'm going to grab some wine and popcorn because this is going to be juicy. I know. I got to figure out how to have a viewing party. Because if we should have if we could have a viewing party, that would be bomb. Hey, Shelly, Erica forgot about the kids off limits in person when she went after Jax for 0 reasons. I'm still confused what the Hello Kitty, that whole thing was about. Listen, me too. It made 0 sense. I don't get it. But Erica has a history of sexualizing children. And what I mean by that is, sexualizing and adultification, the adultification of children. Because don't forget, a couple of seasons ago, when it came to Denise's daughters, teenage daughters who are still children, she made all those comments like, oh, like your girls don't know what a threesome is, like they haven't seen it before, like they're not talking about sex. No, Erica, not all children are exposed to threesomes and are hypersexualized. Not all parents think it's okay to expose their children to hypersexualization. So, and it's not your place, Erica, to treat children like they are adults, because they're not adults. And maybe that's why your grown son still lives with you. Your grown son will still live. I don't care how big that mansion was. I don't care if it was a football field. Why is your grown son still living with you? Why? Riddle me that. You have all that money, buy him a house. No tea, no shade to people who live with their parents. Listen, after the last few years we went through, after aging parents, after financial situations, that is no shade, that is no judgment. If you got to do what you got to do to keep food on the table and the roof of your head. That is no shade, no judgment to anybody who has to do what they have to do. That was only shade to Erica. That's the only person I'm shading. I want to make that very clear, because this is a judgment-free zone. We don't judge anybody. Life happens to all of us. That was just shade to Erica. Hey, Philly John, I'm so ready for House of Beverly Hills to be over. They're dragging the saga out way too long. Hey, SW, they all always talk about people doing that, but they never post and show proof of it. Exactly. We need receipts. We need receipts. Hey, Darren. Oh, that's right. Yes, we are grabbing it. It's going to be good. Hey, Shelly, Rinna will never quit. She will go out kicking and screaming. I mean, she literally called herself a cockroach. Remember she said she was a cockroach? She said, I'm a cockroach and you'll never get rid of me. Ugh. Well, we can call an exterminator, boo-boo. And the exterminator name is Garcelle Kathy Hilton. Because we got you out, baby. Hey, G Soya, Lisa is hilarious for saying own it, but don't want to talk about her husband. Bloop. Hey, Livy, by the way, it looks like she's moving out of her house, too. I saw a pic with her alluded to it. Well, they said it was mortgaged up to the 9. And again, that's only shade against Rinna, not shade against anybody who has to do what they need to do to survive. Hey, Philly John, a 4-part reunion is not warranted, especially if they don't address the hard-hitting topics, i.e. it must be tough being a Black content creator. Bloop. I agree 100%. Yeah, the only way a 4-part reunion is going to be worth it is if this is the juiciest, most explosive, get down to the nitty-gritty, real receipts, no holds barred type reunion situation. If it's a very like, oh, I can't talk about that, it's, it's a legal issue, I can't talk about it, or let's just put a pin in it, you know what, it didn't happen on the show, so if it's that BS, miss me and I'm gonna be pissed. Okay, because now I'm invested, you guys. I should not be, but I am invested. Hey, Shelly, when Andy does reunions for Below Deck, he has no idea what happened during the show. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't watch. He doesn't watch the shows. He gets a recap from the intern who had to watch the shows. Hey, Justin Williams, seeing how Kyle acted towards your sisters explained why they are so distant for many years. Clout ain't that great. Exactly. Hey, Eva Rashid. She goes, hey, y'all, these Cherise staying picking the wrong teams. How dreadful. Exactly. Hey, Darren. Allegedly, a major bombshell happened, I heard, between two housewives. Yeah. Were they saying it was between Rinna and Sutton? Was like the first big bombshell? Rinna? Leave in my best leave Sutton alone. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. Yay, showing love. Mwah. G Sawyer, isn't PK sleeping with boy George, managing the talent? Well, damn. Well, damn. Hey, Livy. Oh, snap. I forgot about the male units. I think it's Erica and PK doing the deed. Honestly, at this point, it could be just like a swap. It could be like a swinger situation. It could be like they're swapping, they're swinging, they're doing this, that, and the third. It wouldn't surprise me, because remember, wait, Natasha says 4 parties are usually milked and drawn out. Yes. So it wouldn't surprise me because you know how there was all that backlash when it was it the Homeless Toothless event where it was Mauricio and PK and they were having this sort of like bromance conversation and PK was like, oh, well, like which one is the hottest other than our wives? And even though he said other than the wives, Mauricio was like, Dorit. and then PK had to be like, no, other than our wives. And then there were like 1, 2, 3, and PK says Erica, and then by default, Mauricio says Rinna. Maybe it's like a swap situation. Maybe there's more to the story than we know. Maybe there's something going on behind the scenes. I don't know. Who knows? I wouldn't put it behind anybody. I'm not saying this is true. I'm just speculating. This is rumor. This is allegedly. This is all pure speculation. Not saying any of this is true. So, yeah, you guys, it's a lot. It's a mess. There's so much going on. 4 parts. You better bring it. Andy, I hope you showed up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Natoski is saying most Hollywood couples are swingers. We've seen this. Joanne says, new cast, LVP, Garcelle, Sutton, Denise, Kim, maybe Camille or Crystal. Yes. I would love LVP to come back. I would love Denise to come back. Garcelle and Sutton can definitely stay. Who else do we need? I would love Camille to come back. I think that would be a good key. I wouldn't mind Kim being a friend of, if it's okay for her sobriety. I want her to put her mental health and her sobriety first and foremost. And Crystal too, because honestly, I think Crystal finally woke up. Like Crystal finally decided to play the game. In the last couple of episodes, Crystal found her voice. She's been pushing back. She's no longer trying to be a pick-me to those girls. She's seen the light. You know, she's no longer randomly throwing Sutton under the bus by making up stuff about her. So to me, as long as Crystal brought it for the reunion, I would not mind having Crystal back. Hey, Umesh, she goes, they should replace Kyle with Kim and make sure Kathy is full time. Yeah, I want Kathy back. I think Kathy is such a key. I'm team Kathy. In my gut, I don't think she said anything racist. I don't think she said anything homophobic. I think she popped off on Kyle because Kyle continuously disrespected her and she continuously allowed her fake and phony friends to disrespect her. And at some point, you keep poking the bear is going to poke right back. I'm team Kathy 100%. It was hard to watch. She was playing her the whole time. Kathy to me is a kiki. She is a kiki. She seems super down to earth, all of this stuff. It's just a lot. It's a lot. Hey, Justin. Yeah, Crystal has finally clocked in. Exactly. Yes, that's what I was looking for. She clocked in. Yes. Hey, Joanne. Yes, Crystal came through. She did. We're like, welcome, Crystal. Welcome to the party. Thank you for showing up today, you know? So yeah, I wouldn't mind Crystal coming. I wouldn't mind some fresh blood too, even. Maybe if production could do their job and find a new housewife that doesn't have decades allegations of child sex trafficking, that would be nice. Um, as we all know, again, production knew about the rumors and hired her anyway. I don't get that. I'm not coming for anybody's bag, but I don't know how you keep your job if you were the person who co signed casting someone who had decades long allegations of being a sex trafficker. I don't know how you keep your job when you are the one who said, yes, that sounds like a good idea. The problem with Bravo is I think that they don't realize that they can get the clicks and views, they can get the viewership, they can get the conversation on social media with a non-problematic cast. It's almost like they think they have to have darkness in order for us to talk about it, but that's really not true. You know what I mean? They could get the same clicks and views and viewership and engagement if the cast was just like actually having fun and doing a kiki and living this opulent lifestyle. Like, we don't need criminals in order to be engaged with the show. And I don't know when Bravo took the turn and thought that that's what they needed to have. Do you see, like, how are they still employing Jen Shaw? She literally pled guilty. How did they literally wait on Teresa to do a stint in federal prison and then have her come back basically on a parade? Pump, like, you're so strong. No, you're not so strong. You're a criminal. You committed fraud and you went to prison. I'm so confused how they have this narrative that Teresa Giudice is somehow some strong hero. No, she knew, in my opinion, she knew what her husband was doing. And she signed on the dotted line because she wanted a certain type of lifestyle by any means necessary. Her family wasn't pissed at Joe for being fraudulent. They were pissed at Joe because he got caught. Let's be honest. In my opinion, the reason why her family was so pissed off at Joe was because he got sloppy and he got caught. Not because of what he was doing, but because he got caught doing it. That's why they were pissed. You want to look me in my face and tell me that these families of these people don't know what they're doing? I'll wait. I'll wait. You see what I'm saying? It's so much. It's so much. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Dude. Yes, like the video. Hey, Justin. He says, I wonder what the charities that usually support these women are thinking. I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. I know that Rinna lost a lot of endorsements. I know that Bravo was losing advertisers. They were saying, like, this whole situation is not a good look. I know that Rinna was supposed to have been on that, like, Peacock, NBC Comcast sort of like Christmas special. She lost that movie. Now they're giving it to Garcelle. So that's a whole situation. Hey, Derby Diva. She goes, hey, Candy the Candy Canes. Hey, sweetheart. Hey, Joanne, did you see how big Dirty Dana's lips are on Zoom? Oh, my God. Is she still plumping it? Is she still plumping it? Hey, SW, agreed. Don't get it either. It's too much. It's too much. Hey, Shelly, I love seeing all the beautiful places and wonderful restaurants housewives used to show. Now it's just all about fights, not fun. I agree. I agree 100%. Hey, Darren, I heard Kathy was tired of Rinna's antics and Sutton went at it with licking lips Jenkins at the reunion taping. I believe it. I believe it. Hey, Marie, I'm late to the party, but go in on their sis. Exactly. Yes. When Livy says 100%. Derby Diva says, hey, Philly John. Yes, you guys. Aw. Thank you. Hey, beautiful. Hey, everyone. Hey, Marie. Hey, sweetheart. Hey, Shelly. Someone needs to do a charity event for all the victims Tom and Eric are ripped off and have all of their housewives attend. What I think they need to do is they need to have an auction of all of the stuff that Erica has been showing on the show and that has been talking about. Erica was wasted at that table and she was talking about how she has this bag that's 200K, this piece of artwork, this blah 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 blah. We don't need to pay the victims back. It's not a natural disaster. You know what I mean? If it was like a natural disaster, if it was a hurricane, if it was an earthquake, if it was, a flood, if it was something that was out of anyone's control, yes, have a charity. Yes, have a fund. Yes, donate. But this was what someone did to them. So it's not about us holding a charity. You know what I mean? It's about them being accountable. Hold an auction. All the stuff Erica was talking about she had, hold an auction for it. Auction off all that stuff. She had to give the earrings back, even though she's still, she's, what do you call it? She's appealing that stuff. But Shelly, I get the sentiment and I understand where you're coming from 100%, but I'm like, let's hold these people accountable. You know what I mean? Hey, Joanne, did you see the video of Rinna saying she locked herself in the bedroom because she was afraid of Kathy? Yeah. Girl, bye. Hey, Natoski, did you see a hilarious video of Kathy minding her business, fixing the curtains in the background when Erica was going nuts? That's what I'm telling you. Like, I love Kathy. Kathy minds the wealthy business that pays her. You know what I'm saying? She is just like, whatever. I'm not doing any of this situation. Hey, Darren Hood. Also, Garcella came in hot as well, as she should. As she should. Yes, Joanne says yes. Yes, Natoski. I love it. SW says Bravo needs to pay the victims too. They use their story so Bravo can cut the check. I'm good with that. This is my thing. Why doesn't Bravo use whatever salary they're paying Erica, and why don't they pay that directly to the victims? Because, I don't know how it works. I don't have children, but I think, and check me if I'm wrong on this, but say if someone is like late on child support, doesn't the government, is it the government? Don't they garnish their wages and they take that percentage and they give it to the child? Why doesn't the government, somebody, garnish Erica's wages and give it to the victims? I don't know if that works the same way. I don't know, but something like that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Shelly, great idea. Exactly. How would she want to wear any of that stuff now? It would make me sick. Exactly, Shelly. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And you know what's even scarier? This is the scariest part about Erica. She doesn't even have it in her to pretend to be decent. She doesn't even have it in her to pretend. And that to me is what is truly shocking and scary. It's like the mistress, Tom's mistress at least had the wherewithal to front and pretend like she cared about the victims, to front and pretend like she was appalled that she got all of this money and jewelry and gifts and houses and homes with, fraudulent, ill-begotten money. She at least had the wherewithal to pretend that she cared. And the reason why I say that is because, like Diana's fraudulent charity, we all knew about this. I'm giving everybody the benefit of the doubt. I think behind the scenes, a lot of people knew for a lot of years, but I'm giving everybody the benefit of the doubt that the general public was made aware of the allegations. 2019, like 2020, right? So it's been 2 years. We're about to say hello to 2023. It's been 2 to 3 years, right? Why did it take the mistress this long to relinquish the gifts and the money and to find a way to pay them back for it? It took her that long because that's how long it took for the feds to knock on her door and be like, we did our research and we have a paper trail that the money he gave you, the checks he cut for you, the gifts he gave you were bought with victims' money. If the mistress truly had a conscience, if the mistress truly cared the way she is pretending to care, from jump, she would have been like, oh my gosh, the guy that the married man that I've been screwing for the last decade or 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, whatever, that I've been screwing, who's been giving me hundreds of thousands of dollars. It turned out he came out, he gave her $300,000 for her to get some type of like vacation home or some stuff, something like that. It turns out he's been defrauding all of these victims. Not to mention, ironically, she's a judge and she was a victim's advocate. So you want to be a victim's advocate, and yet you sat on victims' money for 2 years. For 2 years. This is what I think she was doing, the mistress, all right? I think the mistress was playing wait and see. I'm just going to wait and see if it blows back on me. But if it doesn't, she would be just like Erica. I'm going to keep the money. I'm going to keep the house. I'm going to keep the gifts. I'm going to keep the bags. I'm going to keep it all. The only reason why the mistress gave anything back was because she got called out. And she had a better PR, she had a better PR team who could tell her, you need to give this back. It's not a good look, boo-boo. But she did not give it back out of the goodness of her heart. Because if it was out of the goodness of her heart, she would have given that back 2 years ago. She was doing a wait and see. Let's wait and see if they catch me. So that's why, to me, the mistress is no better than Erica. It's just the mistress has the wherewithal to front like she cares. You see what I'm saying? All right, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat box. We've been on here, you guys. You know what I'm going to say, for almost an hour. So if you're having a fun kiki, be sure to like this video and be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell. And one way that you can really support me, and it's 100% free, is to share. Either share my channel or share the videos that you like, share them with your friends, share them in Facebook groups, just share them wherever there's a forum for discussion about pop culture, reality TV, Real Housewives, or just anybody who you think would find value in it. I also talk about self-care and self-love and wellness as well on my channel. So check out those videos too if that interests you as well. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Marie says, Kathy has too much to lose. I agree. Kathy does have too much to lose. She's like, I'm not playing around with you guys. That's why I don't believe the whole racist, homophobic BS narrative that Rinna's trying to put out there. I don't think Kathy would be responding this way. I think that if Kathy really said anything that was racist and homophobic, I don't think there's any way she would be at the reunion. I don't think any way she'd be doing press. I don't think she'd be hosting premiere parties for the Real Housewives of Bravo when she, during her first episode she was seen on. Someone who is caught on camera or on tape saying the N-word is not throwing premiere parties. Especially, you know what I'm saying? Like, Rinna, stop. Hey, Diva1617, I don't understand how the reunion will work without watching the last 3 episodes unless they are filler. I mean, I think the last 3 episodes are going to be explosive. I think what they're going to do is they're going to use whatever is revealed in the reunion to inform how they edit the last 3 episodes, if that makes sense. Only because we're in unprecedented territory right now. Only because every day there's something new. There's something new on the blog. There's something new on social media. Something new is coming up. Diana's suing somebody new every single day. Rinna's losing her mind every single day. Garcelle's being attacked every other which way. There's something new every single day. So I think in order for Bravo to be able to save face, they can't have shown them the last 3 episodes and then have something come out in the reunion that doesn't reflect the narrative and the storylines that Bravo was trying to push. So I think they're going to use whatever comes out in the reunion, whatever comes out in social media. I think that they are editing each episode as things evolve, so it doesn't look like they are either protecting the wrong person or that they are creating fake storylines, or it doesn't make sense logically. You know what I mean? I think instead of how they've done it in the past, where it's been like, shoot the season, edit the season, show the girls, do the reunion, Now we need to go back and re-edit to catch up to social media, to catch up to everything. Let's do the reunion. Let's see what comes out. Do we have anything that we caught during the season that would reinforce what happens in the reunion? So now it actually makes sense to all of us. Because with social media, it's a different timeline, it's a different game, it's a different pace. You know what I mean? High audacity of ambition. They do garnish the wages for child support, but it has to be in order first, right? Like there needs to be something. We need to. Bravo. Can we garnish the wages for Miss Erica? Can we garnish the wages or something? I know it has to be legal, but you know what I'm saying. Hey, Joanne, the Lion Air victims were paid by the attorney's insurance. Exactly, by Edelman. It was nothing but a show. If you guys missed it, check my last couple of videos. I talk about how my conspiracy theory about Diana faking the 100K donation was just a jab at the co-stars and at us. That's now come out. It was in page 6 and it was in Screen Rant. Go back and watch those videos, you guys. I'm telling you, my conspiracy theories usually come true. I mean, I'm gifted. Kidding. Just over here with the candy cane gang. We put on our candy cane critical thinking caps. We don't just believe whatever they put out on the blogs, because you have to remember these blind items, these press releases, these sound bites come from somewhere. So we don't always know where these leaked items are coming from. Sometimes you got to squint and use your critical thinking hat and think, is this coming from Rinna's camp, Erica's camp, Diana camp? Is it Bravo trying to spin things? You know what I mean? So everything that they put out there isn't 100% true. And you have to think about, does this actually make sense? Not just regurgitating headlines, right? That's why the Candy Cane Gang is on fire, because we put on our critical thinking caps and we really think, does this make sense? Or is this a little bit too convenient to protect someone? Hey, Justin, did you see how production zoomed in on Dorit and Rinna mentioned eating Doritos when she had the munchies from the edibles? I literally LOL'd. I love it. I love it. I love it. Me too. Joanna says, Justin. Hey, Diva1675. Erica could show compassion without hurting herself legally. That's what the legal team and crisis PR are for. Exactly. Exactly. Hey, Justin. Joanne, I cackled. I love it. Hey, Joanne, Erica's PR sucks. Erica's PR sucks. I mean, there's no coming back. There is no coming back. Hi, Diva1675. I hope LVP donations are mentioned on the reunion. Me too. That's the real gag. That's the true gag. The true gag is LVP, I'll say alleged, but allegedly behind the scenes has actually been the one quietly, discreetly donating directly to the victims, not to their legal team, but to them. Not being like, oh, go get Erica, here's some money, go get a lawyer, but being like, no, do you need mental help, with everything going on? Maybe you need therapy, maybe you need counseling, maybe you need money for the day-to-day. Because remember, these people were truly victims. Some people were burned. Some people lost family members. Some people lost their own mobility. He was doing a lot of personal injury, a lot of big stuff where people truly were suffering physically and mentally. Serious, like some serious stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying other victims aren't serious by any means, but I'm saying these victims really are. And think about the guy who had 90% of his body burned and he needed that money for his medical care. And you want to sit around wearing that, Gaultier Tiger, ring everywhere, talking about how your purse is thousands of dollars, still living in West Hollywood in a multi-million-dollar home, and then getting wasted off of your meds and alcohol and spilling the beans about how much money everything you have cost that you still have in your possession. Oh, the great thing about moving is you find all of this stuff that you don't even use. Shame on you, Erica. Shame on you. Karma knows everybody's address, and if you don't get it in this life, you'll get it in the next. Because I'm telling you, you can't treat human beings like they are garbage, like they are disposable, and expect good things to happen to you. You might on surface think you're getting over. You might on surface think you can do that to people. But karma, the get back, vengeance is mine, says the Lord. It will get you some way or the other, because you simply cannot treat other human beings this way. And when it all comes out, end up on top. You just can't. And it's sad and it's disgusting. Hey Marie, good point. Thank you. Hey Diana Diva at Joanne. The news came out during the reunion, and Andy always on Instagram during breaks. Hey Trey, the old man had to pay for SEX, so pathetic. Bloop. Hey Joanne, okay Diva, I hope so. Hey Nataski, for Rinna, I think she can go up against a Hilton. It's silly. Rinna, have several seats, sweetheart. I really hope it's Paris who comes out. Hey Diva 1675, Paris would not be defending her mom this much if Kathy did it. 100%. And Kathy would not be this public if she really did it. None of it ever tracked for me. None of it ever tracked, because it's just like, in 2022, if someone really did that, there would have been anybody else to co-sign it, and there would have been something. There would have been something, but there was literally nothing. And that's why I was just like, Rinna, stop. Hey Trey, I think they're all racist to some degree. This is the thing. If we're going to be honest, everyone in the world, everybody is racist, sexist, colorist, elitist to some degree or another. We all are. We all have our own internal biases because it's institutionalized, right? We all have it to wavering degrees. So there does come a point where we have to allow people to grow, and we have to realize that we're all human, and it's so insidious. So you can't, so I agree with you. It is to some degree, but it's hard to say like, you're racist, you're not, you're this, you're that. It's all so internalized. You know, they talk about colorism on Real Housewives of Potomac. I don't see colorism on Real Housewives of Potomac, to be honest. I saw it on Basketball Wives. That was a conversation about colorism if I ever saw one, right? So I agree with you. We all have our own biases to bigger or certain degrees, but to try and label someone that only on the basis of trying to cancel them, miss me, Rinna. So I agree, Trey. Hey Joanne, are they editing? I think that they are editing as they go along. I think that they are ferociously trying to catch up. Quiet as it's kept. I'm gonna tell you something. Okay, hey Darren Hood at Diva65, Rinna and Erica posted their reunion looks on IG stories without permission. Of course they did, because they know they're getting fired and they don't care anymore. You want a conspiracy theory? I'll tell you. I think Bravo is paying certain content creators to do research for them, to put out certain polls, to put out certain stories, to test our temperature, to test like what we think, like which housewives we want to leave, what franchises we want to see. I think that they're paying certain content creators to do their research out there, and then that those content creators are then taking that information and feeding it back to Bravo, which I personally think is, I have a couple of thoughts on it. One, I think it's great, but disclose it. You know what I mean? Like disclose the fact that you're being paid by Bravo to do research and development for them. Like, be honest. They're paying you for this. They're paying you for the research and development. They're doing it. Just disclose that. So I think it's a great idea. I think it's great for Bravo to reach out to content creators who have big followings, who have their who have access to the audience, right? But just be honest. Don't play in our face. Don't play in our face. Just be honest about it. That's one thing. The second is, I think that Bravo should do it. I think that Bravo themselves, I know that they were doing some type of Twitter polls or something like that, but I think that it would, to me, it would give Bravo so much authenticity and such more of a place of authority if they were doing their own things. If they hosted on their YouTube channel Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fans, open chat, come with your questions, blah, 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 blah. And, someone from Bravo, whether it's like a PA assistant or a production person or whatever, would host it. And we could ask questions, we could key, we could share our thoughts, they could do their own polls. To me, that would be so cool. I'd like, okay, Bravo, you get it. You get how the game works in 2022. You should not be working against us, feeding us fake storylines, feeding us leaked, delete scenes, paying content creators to do your research and development. Like, that's not the way to do it, Bravo. The way to do it in 2022 is transparency and engagement and community. It sounds like buzzwords, but it's the truth. If you were transparent, if you were authentic, and if you actually created a community, we would ride with you way more than we are right now. Now we're looking at Bravo and Andy all types of crazy with all their lawsuits, with the people who they're hiring, with everything. If they opened up the dialogue, if they did a Twitter space, if they did whatever the case may be, where they opened up a dialogue between us and them, I would think, okay, Bravo, you were on it, you got it. You are now a place of authority. But the way they're working now, Bravo is no longer the authority. We are the authority. We have the leaks. We have the tea. We have the blind items. We have the receipts. We have the screenshots. We are the online sleuths who are actually reading press releases and being like, this chick is lying. She didn't donate a dime. But yet you have Andy Cohen on Watch What Happened Lives saying she donated $100,000. And we all are like, she didn't donate anything. Did you actually read the press release? Bravo lost its authority. It lost it being an authority on their own shows. We are now the authority on their shows. That's why they have to stop for a week and re-edit, because they're catching up to the truth and they're catching up to us. So Bravo, stop playing in our faces. We know you're paying people to do research and development, and that's cool. I think that's great, but be transparent about it. Also, tap into us. Don't just do a poll on Twitter. Have a true dialogue. Have a true chat situation. Have a content creator. Have one of the big or me. Hey guys. Have anybody facilitate the conversation, but hosted on your platform so you become the authority. I don't know who is doing marketing. I don't know who these executives are at Bravo. I don't know, but I don't know why they're not coming up with these creative ways to create a dialogue between them and us. Because leaking deleted scenes is only showing us that you're no longer the authority, you're covering for certain people, and you're faking storylines. I know I went off on a tangent, but it just hit me the way it hit me. Okay, sorry, guys. Hey, Shelly Anatoski, right, it worked with Kim, but Kathy is not fragile, powerless woman against Rinna. Exactly. Kathy is wacky, but she has her wits. She has her wits about her, and she's not the one to be trifled with. Hey, Duane, Patrick Summers said Rinna leaked Lucy Apple Juicy story. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. It was her way to create a storyline. It was a way for her to go against LVP. It was a way for her to manipulate Dorit. And Kyle. Hey, Diva1675. Will Andy do a special watch on live after the last 2 episodes with the cast? So the cast confronted each other. They can't let them get away with it. That's a great idea. I don't know if they will, but that's a great idea. Hey, Trey, I wonder how Erica's going to explain her F the victims and poor me stance. She made herself look extremely selfish. She looked selfish. She looked cold. She looked cruel. And I'm telling you, the people suing her, that is gold. If I was the lawyers for any of the victims, every time I'm in court, I don't care why I'm in court. I don't care if I'm dressed in court to file a motion. Every time I step foot in the courtroom, click. I don't give a F about the victims. The only person I care about is me. You should only care about me, of the alleged victims. Look at me. Do you think I care? Every time I'm in the court, click, rewind, replay, click. Every single time I'm in the court, I'm playing that. Judge, replay, jury, replay. Every time I'm in the court, we're watching it. She's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. She shot herself in the foot. Oh, hey, Safest Stubs. The irony of Diana zooming into the reunion when most of her chaotic behavior has been online isn't lost on me. Exactly. And she can conveniently be like, oh, what? I didn't hear you. What did you say? Poor connection. I don't speak English. Diana, girl, bye. Girl, bye. Joanna says, that would be great, Diva. It would be. Diva says, I want the Washington Journal story on Patrick Summers to come out. Oh yeah, the Wall Street Journal. Yeah, the Wall Street Journal on Patrick Summers to come out, or we have a Watch Happen interview special. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Joanne, Diana's lips look like monkeys. A-hole. Shout out to Margaret of New Jersey. Yes, exactly. The Real Housewives of the aftermath we need to know. Yes, I agree. Yes. Hey, JM. Blessed be the fruit for Erica. Exactly, JM. Exactly. I'm sorry, but like I believe in energy. I believe in please. You there's just you can't treat human beings like they're disposable and expect that your life is going to turn out okay, either in this life or the next. You just can't. You really can't. Hey, Erica. I mean, Trey. Hey, Erica. Hey, Trey. Erica reminds me of Sonia Morgan from New York, but Sonia was lovable. I know. Sonia was lovable. She never hurt anybody. Out to Sonia Morgan. Hey, Diva. Nobody in the cast said Kathy did it except Rinna. Exactly. No one from production or from the bar. Exactly. Only Rinna. 100%. 100%. Hey, Cindy. You are both beautiful and intelligent and will go far. Ah, thank you, Cindy. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, JM. Paris needs to sue Rinna. For real. Somebody needs to sue Rinna. Hey, Dusky. Not ferociously edited. Oh my God. I love you, Candy Canes. Hey, Ian. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Hey, Joanne. When Kathy finally couldn't take it anymore, she got pissed. I don't blame her. Then Erica, Diana, and Rinna acted like she was so scary. Ridiculous. I know. They can miss me. Listen, Kathy is a grandmother. She's has the glasses. She sleeps with a fan. You're telling me you are so scared of Kathy Hilton? Get out of here, you lying weirdos. You guys, I just have to take a moment and say, I love you. I love you, my candy canes. You guys fill my cup up. This is so much fun. And I just have the best time. Like, I don't even, like, just reading all the comments and talking to you guys, it's just such good energy. And I'm just so proud that we have built such a positive and happy and loving candy cane community. And we get together, we agree, we don't agree, but we always have love and integrity. And I just want to say, I love you guys so much. You guys fill my cup up. I love you, my candy canes. Okay, let's get back to it. Hey, Nataski, so do I. I also think certain content creators are on certain cast members' payroll. Bloop! That part, Nataski, that part. Again, I'm always going to support. I'm never going to name, but it's when the work is showing, it's obvious. Where you know who paid you to say that? Who paid you to say that? I also think non-Beverly Hills related, not Love and Marriage Huntsville. I think that there are some people who are on some bloggers who are on certain people's payrolls too, but that's for a whole different live. Hey, Justin, are you one of the content creators? I wish. Listen, Bravo, if you want to cut me a check, cut me a check. Like, if you want to cut me a check, cut me a check. But the difference is I would be transparent about it. I would be like, you guys, I'm partnering with Bravo. We're doing research for this and that. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know that, whatever. Because I also do social media influence. So whenever I work with brands, say I post it to my Instagram account, right? You have to do hashtag ad. You have to do hashtag sponsored. Anytime a brand, and Bravo is a brand, anytime a brand is paying you or gifting you to put a certain piece of content out there, you're supposed to disclose that. You're supposed to disclose it. So listen, Bravo, if you're watching and you want to partner with me, my email is below. You can send me a DM, but I'm going to disclose it. Just know that. So Justin, from your lips to Bravo's ears, if they want to cut me a check to do some research and development, I'm down. I'm with it. Hey, Diva, or to host? Bravo. If you need a host, call a girl. Hey, Diva 1675, I wonder if NBC is making Andy work harder like they did last year. I don't know what's going on. I think NBC was pissed when they made Good Morning America. I think that was a pivotal turning point. I think when the drama and the dysfunction and Botgate made Good Morning America, because don't forget, Garcelle was also on The Real. You know, she was on a lot of stuff. So I think that once it made Good Morning America, I think NBC started paying attention. Hey Ian, from the videos Andy posted and hearing some of the ladies talking, they don't sound stressed. That's not good. So that probably means Andy wasn't working hard or going hard on the ladies with the questions. Yeah. And you know what? Another allegedly, exactly. And you know another not good sign that Andy really didn't come through is that he was saying how there's already been a bombshell between two housewives that I didn't see coming. Andy, if you're doing your job, there is nothing that should drop that you did not see coming. If a bombshell dropped that you did not see coming, inherently means you're not doing your job. Unless it's something so astronomical, no one could ever predict it. Completely astronomical, sure. But I don't think it was astronomical. Nobody could ever see it coming, whatever. It was completely blindsided. If there is a bombshell being dropped on the reunion that Andy did not see coming, it means, Andy, you're not doing your job. Because as the host, as the executive producer, there is nothing that should be dropped that you were not prepared for. You are the one, Andy, who should be dropping the bombs if you're doing your job. Let's see. Hey, Shelly, some housewives would pay for votes and for bots to ask questions, though. That's true, but it's better at least to have the forum than to not have the forum. If people are going to buy bots and questions, they're going to do it anyway. Hey, Joanne, I want Kyle to be called out too. Yeah, someone definitely has to call out Kyle. 100%. Hey, Marzia, Bravo, and some content creators do not value that their audience points of view. Once in a while, they make sure to let people know, and when things go wrong, they blame it on their audience. That's true. Remember how Bravo put out that PSA? Our fans are zealous and our fans are do not go after kids. We didn't go after nobody's kids. Stop playing. Hey, Joanne, you would be great. Your conspiracy theories are everything. Thank you so much. Thank you. Diva says Bravo is too old school and opaque. The story is getting away from them. Production companies from Bravo should be held accountable too. I think they should be accountable for hiring all of these alleged criminals. Hey, Diva, I want Kathy to have a real talk with Kyle and Reno, not a fake. We miss each other. I agree. Thanks for the love. Yay, thank you. Hey, Diva, it would be cool if Garcelle could slyly get Rinna to talk about her husband. Her production skills are masterful. I agree. Hey, Joanne, Candy, you're beautiful. Thank you. I did watch your movie, Narcissist. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Jojo. Hey, DRB, allegedly there was a huge fight between two friends of the Fast 4-5. Andy didn't deliver as usual, and they ganged up on Crystal, and Andy didn't help anyone accountable at all. I'm tired of it. Wow. Hey, Miss Kiki, Andy always says that. Yep. Hey, Natoski, Kyle was over the top this year in just this one episode, and her finally not agreeing with Erica for half an episode doesn't make up for it. True. 100. Oof. All right, you guys. We have been on here for almost an hour and a half. Almost. So if you've been having a fun kiki with me, be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live and spill the piping hot tea. Also, a fun, easy, free way to support the channel is to share. Share this with a friend, share this in a Facebook group or an Instagram group, wherever you guys are talking about Housewives, Bravo, pop culture, anything like that. Just go on, share the video, share my channel. Why not? And there's also super thanks below. And don't forget to check out everything in the description box. We have podcasts, movies, books, newsletters, some freebies, merchandise. We got it all down there. So check it out down in the links below. This has been so much fun. I love you guys. And yeah, I'll be dropping some more videos throughout the day as everything trickles in. And as you guys leave the room, be sure to hit that like button. It really, really helps me. And my candy canes to all of you, I love you guys so much. Thank you for holding me down. Thank you for making sure that our candy cane community is a safe space for us just to have a fun and light kiki, discuss conspiracy theories and laugh and just be entertained and to love on each other. I love you guys so, so much. As always, take care of yourself and each other. Bye.
Welcome to Sugar Pills, a practical guide to self-care, where your host, writer, actor and producer Candy Washington helps you live a more joyful life with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. Be sure to subscribe, leave a 5-star review and join the conversation on Instagram @Candy Washington. Let's go!